Nifty Forms are a fantastic way to collect feature requests, project requests, bug reports, job applications, and more. Additionally, we can take automated action with our Nifty Forms to maximize their impact in your workflow. So let's make a form. We're going to start by going to our automations tool at the top of a task board. And let's go to create form. Now, when someone submits an answer to one of your forms, automatically that will appear inside of your Nifty Form management system. If we want to, we can take additional actions when someone creates a form as well. So we're going to do a response is received, then we're going to create a task. So I'll point out where this differs from creating a conventional form. But we're going to start with our form name. So we'll say this is a project request form. And form description. Tell us more about what you're looking to build. So these two fields here are public facing. Whoever is going to be answering your form will see these. Now, if you are creating a normal form, you won't need to do this, but if we're creating a task, we need to tell Nifty which status this task should be created in. So we're going to put this in the status called interested. Now, we have a bunch of different types of fields that we can use to create this form. Long text, short text, drop down, multi-select, number, date, and file. So this is actually, they can attach a file to the form submission. When we are building or creating a task out of this, we'll also have to choose where we are mapping these respective fields to inside of Nifty. So if we're creating a normal form, you won't need to do this. This is something that has to do with the task automation. So let's start by just saying, what's the lead's name? We'll say first and last. And this is a short text form. We want to link this to, I'm going to put this to my task's description. Next, email address. And this is how we can indicate this is a required field. This is also going to be a short text form. We're going to put this to the task name. I want to manage their emails instead of names. That's just a personal choice. You can do that in kind of an opposite order if you'd like. Another field. Let's say project description. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you want to build? We might leave this one not required. In this case, people might want us to sign an NDA if you're building a project for them. So this is maybe a good example of a field we're going to leave not required. And I'm going to add this to my task description as well. Add another field, and I'm going to say project type. Maybe you offer different types of services. And so if you're going to have a single selection out of an array of options, that would be the drop-down tool. Again, that's if I want to have one answer that they can choose out of a bunch of pre-made possible answers. If we want to give them the ability to select more than one answer, you'll want to do a multi-select field. So if we're building this as a normal form, we're going to have to add each of our options here. However, if we're doing this as a task, I can choose to have a custom field here in place. So when someone completes this form, it will populate in the custom field of the task. So if I select this custom field, this is a field, by the way, that I already have created or applied to this project. So I have project type, and now this sync options button appears. So when I click on that, these are the options as part of the drop-down custom field that are part of my project already. So this is drawing from that custom field library or knowledge bank of the project level. If you're building your own form, you'll just want to add these in on your own. Finally, we have our success title. This is what they'll see after they successfully fill out your form. So we might say, thanks for submitting. We'll reach out shortly. This is so you can kind of manage expectations for your prospects or whoever's filling out this form. We'll save that. So now we're going to hit create and preview, and we see we're brought to the manage form section of our automations. So here's our project request form. If I were to go back and I had multiple forms, I would be able to see them all right here. So before I publish this form, I just want to check it out, see how it looks. So I'm going to use this preview tool. I click on that, and we can see the form created, and we can fill it out. So first and last name, we'll say I'm Sky Calaby. My email is sky@sky.com. It's not. Project description. I want to create a web app for finding animals. Adoptive homes. How noble. And we're going to select web app. We can see this progress bar is marking how far we've come in our form here, so people know what to expect as they fill out the form. Now we'll submit it. This is just a preview, so this is not a live version of the form. Here's that success page, by the way. But when we go back into Nifty, we'll be able to see. Actually, let's give it a quick refresh. When we come back to Nifty, this is where we will be able to see all of the submissions, as well as, in this case, the task that is created. But let's start with the submission. So, manage forms, and here it is. Here's the response. So if you just created a normal form, no task, this is where you can see all of that information automatically inside of your project. And if you have multiple responses, they'll stack up here on this left-hand side, and you'll be able to click through them. Since we did create a task out of it, we can see we mapped the email to the title, description, so here's the name I filled out, and the description, and as well as the project type right here in our custom field. There's a lot we can add in these custom fields as well. You can put the emails down here, the names, project budgets, and more. So using these task custom fields maybe allows you to give the most actionability when you're getting a form submission. So the form looks good. We really like it. If in the event we didn't, if we wanted to make changes, maybe for example, we saw that budget field in there, I can edit and say, I want to add a field, and I want to ask for a number field, and I want to put that budget in there. So budget in USD. But now the form looks good. I want it to go live. I can publish the form. Once it's published, I have a link right here that I can copy and either send out directly to leads or embed in my website.